Hey guys, what's up? Today I'm gonna show you what I consider to be the best PS4 JRPG so far, but this time I'll be focusing only on ports, remakes or remasters. And get ready because some of these are really great. And I rank them according to how good the games are this time. So let's begin! Number 10, Dragon's Crown Pro. This one is basically a remaster of the original PS3 and PS Vita versions. If those looked remarkably beautiful already, imagine how good this one does. What I'm showing you right now should speak for itself. This is a 2D action RPG that plays like a beat-em up. You play as one of the 6 classes available in Highland. Following the disappearance of the king, you're hired as some kind of mercenary to unveil a political coup. They need the Dragon's Crown to achieve this evil plot, but of course you're there to stop it and to face against the mighty dragon. The gameplay is basically laid out in quests, carried out however in story missions. You'll be visiting these dungeons more than once, but they're all fairly short. Each of them has 2 bosses, but the second one will be unlocked after you've reached a certain point of the game. In town, you'll do the usual RPG stuff, change party, buy items and accessories, accept quests, etc. Like I said before, graphics in this remaster are absolutely amazing, even during battle. Controls are superb no matter the character you choose, they all play really well. And don't forget you can also play this online or in local multiplayer, which makes the experience even greater. Dragon's Crown Pro might simply be an enhanced port, but it's still pretty darn good to play nowadays. Number 9, Trials of Mana Remake. It's a full remake of the original game on the Super Famicom, and that one we got for the first time in Collection of Mana. Graphics, characters, world and the overall art style look awesome. However, it plays differently this time. It's more action oriented, almost as a regular button masher or hack and slash. I say that in the good sense of the word, of course, because the controls are fairly decent here. Now, Trials of Mana has a story that will focus on the character you'll choose. 2 more allies will join you, and in this remake you can also play their prologues if you want to. This is to have an understanding on who's fighting alongside of you. It's cool because you get more story and background for your party members, but no matter who you play as, the main plot will still revolve around Mana dying in the world and some evil characters trying to take advantage of it. Nonetheless, the game shines through each character's own drama in different situations. My only gripe is that sometimes the characters' expressions can seem pretty lazy during the in-game cutscenes. That and the fact that the camera sometimes can work against you considering how much it focuses on them during gameplay. Other than that, this is a great remake and definitely one of the best on the PlayStation 4 so far. Number 8, Ys Memories of Salcera. Another enhanced port of an original PS Vita release. Now, Salcera or Salcera is the complete fusion of Ys 4, which were originally 2 separate games, Dawn of Ys for the PC Engine and Mask of the Sun for the Super Famicom. Neither one of them came out of Japan. One developed by Hudson Soft and the other one by Tonkin House. That's right, not by Falcom. So one day they decided they needed their own true version, canon version of Ys 4, and therefore Salcera was born. You follow the adventure of adult Christian, but now he turns out to be amnesiac. He's landed in a continent where he commits to unravel its mysteries alongside other characters, while he searches for his lost memories scattered throughout the land. It's a really good story actually, especially since you get a lot of background of Adolf's past. Gameplay is quick but precise, controls are fast-paced and chaotic, but very fun. Following the formula seen in Ys 7, once again you have allies you can switch to at any given time. As a matter of fact, the key to success in several areas, puzzles, or even against some enemies is precisely to control other characters. So what are the differences between this PS4 remaster and the original? Well, only two. Graphics look so much better now at 60 frames per second. You can also choose a Japanese audio if you want to. If that's really important to you, think no further and play this amazing game on the PlayStation 4. Number 7. Remakes 1 and 2 Remakes. A full remake of the original 2 games on the Genesis. Back then we only got the first one retitled as Warsong. Now we can finally experience an official English localization of the second one as well. These two are the definitive versions to go for in my opinion, as they play really well. Especially since they're more balanced and polished than their original counterparts. Sure, the graphics look like a mobile game more than anything, but that wasn't a problem for me. Remakes 1 follows a harsh invasion from an enemy empire that forces Prince Landon to retreat. He then starts a quest of gathering allies to come back and retake the throne of his land. Second one revolves around Elwyn, a mercenary that gets dragged into a similar political conflict, but he's tasked to stop a forced and horrible unification plan by the Rhaegar Empire. Both games are connected, although they take place in many years apart with mostly different characters and settings. Several routes are there to unlock, most of them leading to totally different endings, which means your actions and decisions matter a lot. And if you missed one route, don't worry, you can return to that decision point at any given time and start from there on a different file. From what you've seen already, it's a grid-based tactical RPG, but one where your characters fight with soldiers or mercenaries under their command. Some being strong and weak to others is a fact you'll need to learn in order to have the advantage in battle. Overall, these two are amazing remakes and must-play games for any strategy RPG fan out there. Number 6. Tales of Vesperia. A full and amazing remaster of the original PS3 version. That's right, not exactly the 360 version we got, nope, the one we never got. The one that also had Flynn as a permanent party member and a new character called Patty. You still play as Yuri Lowell, a former soldier of an empire behind the abuse of a very important resource called Blastia. Therefore, he forms Brave Vesperia, a guild set to aid Princess Estelle to go on adventures while trying to aid the world. It's always hard to explain what the Tales games are about, since the plot keeps changing and evolving from one thing to another constantly. That's what makes them so interesting to play. Vesperia is considered to be among the best in the series for how friendly it is. It has a natural hack-and-slash battle system, well-rounded and balanced, cool graphics, world and character design, it's easy to understand the story, easy to understand what to do in most areas, puzzles, or any other occasion. Plus, Yuri is such an original character, unlike the classic young and charismatic hero trying to save the world with the power of friendship. This is an overly fantastic remaster with many great new features, so I strongly recommend it as one of the best PS4 JRPGs so far. Number 5. Final Fantasy VII Remake. Here's another remake, one that was very long awaited from many years before. It went through development hell with many delays and never-ending issues. At last, Square Enix managed to pull it off and released it earlier this year. You probably already know what the story's all about, including the fact that it's way more fleshed out than before. They literally took a lot of liberties with it, even changing key events and developing certain characters more. Besides its realistic and overly amazing graphics, the biggest and most notorious change is the battle system. Not turn-based anymore, now being a technical hack-and-slash action RPG. Sure, you can still semi-pause the combat to bring out the menu, but it's still real-time no matter what. This change bothered a lot of people, including me, but that didn't prevent me from enjoying the experience nonetheless. It's just, well, a remake that has a lot of content that feels alienated from the original product. In fact, it is so different that it's almost as if you were playing an entirely new game, as in not exactly a remake, but a complete reboot or reimagining. Anyway, even though it's an amazing RPG, I can't rank it higher simply because it's only one long chapter, meaning it's not the complete game. Number 4. The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 1 and 2. Two enhanced ports of the original games on the PlayStation 3 and PS Vita. It's a whole new arc of the nowadays popular Trail series, taking place in the Erebonia Empire. You'll see a story unfold among several military students. They're training there for many different reasons, unbeknownst of being slowly embraced by an inevitable war with a sinister plot behind it. You take control of Rein Schwarzer as he makes acquaintances, friends, in semi-school simulation during the first game. The second one is a direct sequel and it's much different, but I won't explain the story to avoid huge spoilers. Let's just say both games have an extremely well-designed world, lore, and one of the strongest character developments ever in a video game. The gameplay here will revolve around several story and side quests simultaneously, mainly with the characters visiting the different cities across Erebonia. Combat is played in turns, but with a little twist of strategy. You can position your characters throughout the battlefield if you want to, during their turns. It's all about learning how to properly take advantage of these positions and the area of effect attacks. Truly, it is a very impressive battle system. HD texture upgrades, better graphics, faster loading times, Japanese audio and turbo mode during battle. Those are most of the differences between these remasters and the originals. Totally worth them if you don't already own them, as I believe this is a series everybody should play. Number 3. Valkyrie Chronicles Remastered. Unlike the Switch version, the PS4 one did get a physical release. Players take control of Welkin and Alicia, two soldiers working for a small platoon. Their goal is to fight in the fictional World War II between the European Imperial Alliance and the Atlantic Federation. All this because their neutral homeland, Gallia, is almost destroyed and dragged into the conflict. Rare to see in JRPGs, but this is an adult story. Not adult as in dark with gore and sex, but not focused in teenagers saving the world cliché. And it's masterfully written, driven often to thrill and suspense. You'll be in charge of the large squad led by Welkin, with characters from different classes. Obviously this includes your two tanks and their respective customization. Strategic combat a la XCOM awaits you. Each character can move around within a range, but it's important to use stealth, because even though the enemies don't move, waiting for their turn like yours, they can attack you if you enter their line of sight and fire. I've said this many times before and I'll say it again. I love this battle system for being so originally engaging in every sense of the word. And overall, it just looks better than the original on the PS3 and PC. The big plus is it contains all the DLC of those versions, including the 2 extra episodes that weren't there before. In one of them, you can literally play as Selvaria and embark on a mission through the Empire's point of view. If you're a fan of this character, like me, it's totally worth getting this remastered just because of that. Valkyrie Chronicles might not be the best remaster out there, but considering its price, upgraded graphics and extra content, it's completely worth the purchase. Nothing changes the fact that this game is a masterpiece and one of the absolute best PS4 JRPGs so far. Number 2. Odin Sphere Lithrasir. Not exactly a remake, but an enhanced remaster of the original PS2 game, with some remarkable changes here and there. In this excellent 2D action RPG, your 5 protagonists will be caught up in the inevitable Ragnarok war from the Norse mythology. Each of them with their own goals and interests, but still surrounded by drama and tragedy. I'm telling you, it's a very powerful story with amazing character intrigue. Since this new version extends the missions, there's some extra content there for each route you play. Battle system is much friendlier than before. It takes a big chunk out of the POW bar, so you can fight much more. In the original, because of that, you had to take a breather every 5 seconds after attacking. That one had a lot of difficulty spikes and clunky controls at times. Vanillaware, the developer, fixed all of those problems, and now the gameplay's perfectly balanced. Remember that your characters level up here by eating food, and your weapon levels up by absorbing phosons. These will lead you to increase your abilities and unlock skills. If you thought the PS2 release looked beautiful, Lifters here takes the visual experience to a whole new level. I'm so glad they redid this colossal cult classic, as this is unequivocally the best version to play of it nowadays. Do yourself a favor and give it a try. It's by far one of the absolute best PS4 JRPGs ever released out there. Number 1. .hack.gu Last Recode. I'll definitely give the throne this time to the amazing trilogy on the PS2 that's criminally underrated. It's a full remaster of those 3 volumes, plus an extra short episode that ties up everything. It's the MMORPG called The World, where you control the guy who controls his character Haseo. He kills the characters of players that kill other characters, but one day he's hacked by a mysterious and bizarre version of Kite, the main character of the original 4.hack games. Haseo thinks this character is the one that killed his friend Shino's character and put the player into a coma in real life. By joining a secret guild, he'll start realizing there's actually a virus called Ida that keeps doing the same to other players. So starts his quest into unraveling the sinister puzzle surrounding the game, mainly in order to save Shino from uncertain death. The entire story is told through these 4 volumes, each with upgraded graphics, faster loading times, and better controls. Battle system, for example, was rebalanced with a much better focus on combos and less menus in between. Exploring and fighting is also quicker, even with the lumpy weapons. A cheat mode available, which is basically an easy mode, is also there, but regardless of this, you get more experience points than before. And last but not least, it also comes with both Japanese and English voiceovers. So yep, it's basically the better version to play of .hack.gu. Another masterpiece on the PlayStation 4, and definitely by far the best game in this list. For honorable mentions, I have Persona 5 Royal. I haven't played it, even though it's just an expanded version, sort of like an expansion pack of the game. And also Final Fantasy 12, the Zodiac Age, which I covered in the Switch video, and because of the other great games there, this game just didn't make it. Anyway, the honorable mentions list could go on forever, so let's just leave it at that. Thanks for watching, don't forget to subscribe and share this video with your friends. See you next time!